Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today is part 1 of 4 featuring the Fond of Autumn bundle, which comprises of the stamp set and this set of dies. The artwork on the front cover has been shrunk so it doesn't exactly fit. So slightly smaller than the actual die. I will be covering more on the actual dies in a video in my Top Tip Tuesday slot, so I won't go through those today, but this is part 1 of 4 of the Fond of Autumn bundle. So today we are going to make quick, easy note cards. These are the cards. So we're going to be making this one, the Autumn Wishes one. I'm not going to demonstrate all these because they're easy enough to do. I've just used the stylish shapes and I've used the squares, and I've cut the designer series paper with the third one counting from the smallest outwards, so that's 1 being the smallest. I've used the second and the third. These are pretty easy to do. Just stamped and matted, cut the larger square in designer series paper. That's from Gingham Cottage, and they're all checks or plaids. So I've switched the inks to match the paper. So this is in So Saffron, and I used the stamping blends to colour in. So the colours I used on these 2 cards are Soft Suede, Mint Macaron on this one, Old Olive on that one, and So Saffron on both. For this thank you card, I added the 2021 to 2023 in colour opal rounds, and this is Blushing Bride, and that's Blushing Bride, So Saffron and Old Olive. I stamped this twice. I didn't colour the bottom, but I coloured the top and fussy cut that to layer on top. Just as a variation, I cut the square from a 2 1/4 inch piece, then the leftover oriented it and on the back, and adhered just a corner of it to the larger square just to keep it in place. The embellishments I used are the elegant faceted gems. I'm going to demonstrate how I made this card. These are note cards. This is the basic white note cards and envelopes. There's 20 cards in the pack, so the folded size is 5 inches by 3.5 inches. And then of course there are envelopes to match. The inks I'm using are Pumpkin Pie and Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and the stamping blends I'm using are Crumb Cake, Pumpkin Pie and Old Olive combos. The papers I'm using are from the Gingham Cottage suite in the July-December mini, and you can find it on pages 58 to 59. So these are the Gingham Cottage designer series paper, and I've used the Pumpkin Pie one. So they come in different size checks, and there are 12 double-sided designs, and there's 4 each of each design. You need a scrap of basic white to stamp the images on and die cut them, and you also need the small number 2 square in basic white and the number 3 square for the Gingham Cottage paper in Pumpkin Pie. You need a cushion to stamp on, and I'm going to stamp the leaves in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, the leaves and the acorn. The other item I need are the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'm going to be using this colour, crumb cake I think it is. So before I die cut my acorns and leaves, I'm going to colour these in. The acorn I'll colour in crumb cake. Some of the leaves I'll colour in old olive and pumpkin pie. I'll speed this up. Now you notice that I've coloured some of the leaves with a mixture of pumpkin pie and old olive because in the autumn the leaves turn colour. Bring in my die cutting platforms. These are the cutting plates, base plate 1, thin die adapter plate 2, one of the plate 3s, the cardstock followed by the dies. So I'll cut this off camera and I'll be back. And you need a second plate 3. There are die cut pieces, so I'm going to glue this to the card front first, sort of equidistant between the border. I've got a dimensional on the acorn. Bring in the glue dots and pop the glue dots on here. I'm going to snip off this stem because it's too long. Pop one down there. Take the baker's twine and make a loop so that you can slip this on the stem of the acorn. Tie a knot. Now you don't want that slipping off, so you want to put a glue dot on the underside just to hold it in place. Okay, then tie a bow. Trim it off. Pop dimensionals on the back. I've taken the backing tape off it and then just glue this onto the front of the card, leaving an even border all round. Bring in the pumpkin pie and stamp autumn wishes. Start fussy cutting this. I will do this off camera, otherwise it will take too long. So to fussy cut, you need to angle your scissors at a 45-degree angle, and you don't actually move the scissors, you move the paper. So this is just a quick demo. I've cut most of it already. So I've put dimensionals on the back. Now we want to place it in the front of our card, centered on the square up there. Then we want to put this cascading down. So that's the one we made today, which is a variation on that one. And then you have 6 little cards which you can package up as a gift for someone or use it yourself. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's offering. Pop back for part 2 next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.